Hey y'all, happy Sunday. Almost forgot what day it was because I'm headed to work. I figured I would come and chat with y'all for a little bit since it's been a couple days, probably like a week, maybe. Yeah, since I've uploaded a video. Child, I did the baby mama dance, and honey, she was tired. I have some glass in the back of my car. You might hear it rolling around. I'm about to sell something to somebody from OfferUp before I go to work. In a public place, y'all. I be meeting them people at the police station or like really close to one, and if I can't find one that's close to my location, wherever I'm at the time, I will do like a very public place. Don't nobody be playing with these people. But yeah, it's the police station right where I'm gonna be at. Anyway, so yes, girl, I was tired doing the baby mama dance, and then it was just one take. I wasn't about to keep recording. I wasn't about to be chopping and screwing no videos to put together. I just didn't want to make a whole production out of it. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that. That was very fun, even though it was tiring on my sciatica nerve, y'all. How am I feeling? Today, I'm 38 weeks. Next Friday, since today is Monday, I will be 39, which means a week away from delivery. And wanted to share something. I am reading, as y'all saw, I don't think many of y'all watched that video where I was talking about what I was reading, which is Ina May Gaskin. She has a book called, what is it called? Guide to Childbirth, I think it's called. Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. And oh my god, that glass, girl, be quiet. It's taken me so long to read that book. First of all, I bought it a couple months into my pregnancy with every intention on just reading it and finishing it. I didn't know that reading a book was gonna be so up and down, like emotionally for me. Like, I'm a feeler. I'm an empath. I feel things deeply, and in her book, the way that she has it laid out is she has these beautiful birth stories in the first part of the book before her intro, and then she goes into like the mind-body connection, because she believes that giving birth is a physiological process, which it is. Hospitals don't necessarily view it as that, but you know, even though I'm giving birth in a hospital for medical reasons, I still am in charge of the attitude I carry when I go into birth. And her book has helped remind me of that. And I'm just so thankful that I finally got past those birth stories. And that's what I was trying to say earlier. They were I felt everything as I was reading it. I was there, I was picturing it, it was vivid. And although the stories were beautiful, they were all very different. They were real, they were raw, and I felt it all. So I didn't really get through the book as fast as I wanted to. I didn't really have a plan on, you know, how long it was going to take me to read it, but it's interesting, and I still haven't finished. I'm midway through the book, but I wanted to share my thoughts on it a little bit. Now, I guess y'all don't read, that's why y'all didn't watch that video. I know a lot of people are not readers nowadays, but if you're interested, definitely tune in. If you're pregnant, definitely keep watching this video. I'm not going to give it all away because I want you to read it if you're interested, but I'm just so thankful that of the new perspective that I have now going into birth, since I'm so close. Even though I haven't finished the book, I do now plan to finish it before I give birth, but who knows? That could be any day now, child. Yeah, she reminded me that whatever I think, so it shall be. And I know that's how I live my life. But you know, when you're thinking about pregnancy, if you've never had a child before, you don't know what to expect. You're gonna get nervous, you know. And up until this point, I've had the philosophy of what will be, que sera, sera. Because truly that's what I believe, but I'm still human, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't had my bouts of nervousness. And a few days ago, they actually kicked in, and I started doubting myself. And I'm like, girl, no, you can do this. And I'm even questioning my decision of now, like when I go into labor, into the hospital physically, like, do I want them to give me an IV, like not a physical, like not a full IV, but just the patch on my arm in case I do need an IV for medication, because that's going to be the only way I go for medication if I do it. But I'm like, you know, in my mind, that was just a thing that I would have, you know, in my arm just in case. But now I'm like, do it, like just do it without the IV. you know, without them having to put the IV patch in your arm in case you have to have medicine. Just go for it the way, you know, God intended. And you have so many people that will ask questions. Nobody's asking me this, but somebody did ask one of my friends. My friend Taylor was telling me, because she did an all-natural birth, people were asking her, like, why would you put yourself through so much pain intentionally? Like, just get the epidural. And it's like, if you was tapped more into what birth is all about and its natural process being a part of life, like before hospital, it's nice that we have these technologies in hospitals and things like that, but you shouldn't chastise, because people feel less than when they start hearing a woman talk about giving birth naturally and they didn't. It's almost like they're projecting their true feelings onto you. Because somebody says they're having a natural birth or would like to have a natural birth, that doesn't take anything away from what you chose to do. So it's when people say things like that, like, why are you doing that? It's like they're projecting their insecurities about how they chose to give birth or how they had to give birth onto you. And I'm not saying everybody who didn't have a natural birth feels this way, but I'm talking about the ones who feel the need to make unnecessary comments like that to women who did consciously choose to give a natural birth. But my perspective on it is, you know, like I said, this is the way God intended it to do. Yes, it's nice that we have all this technology, but I still have a choice. You know, I still have a choice. There are women in third world countries that are just not as grateful as us. And I do plan to give birth naturally, and things may change, you know, but this is what I'm going into it with, and I have to set my mind frame up to stick to that. That's what I want to do. And remember how powerful my mind is. So she reminded me of that, and she was giving examples of how powerful our mind and our words and our thoughts are. Like one lady, it was just so much in the book. I mean, she talks about, of course, the environment that you need to give birth, and how back in the day they wrote books because they didn't, I mean, what was the 17th century, she said? There was literature that she found that she studied, Ina May, which is the midwife in Tennessee. There were books where these people from the 17th century were writing about how, you know, there were only men doctors, number one, and how when they would enter into the room, a woman could be dilated, let's say like 5 centimeters. When he came in, because of her fear of having him in the room, or just her uneasiness or not knowing him, because the first time she's ever seeing him is right when she's, you know, about to give birth or in the middle of labor, she regresses back. So she would regress back a couple inches. And that's crazy. And it's because of that fear she had attached to this person that walked into the room that she didn't know. So they were speaking about how your emotions are tied to what your body can do. And that was a powerful example. So they also gave another example of if there was a woman that was dilated, I think, I'm not good with the numbers, maybe like 8 inches. And I'm sorry, I keep saying inches, centimeters. She stopped at 7. She stopped there for hours and just wouldn't progress more. And come to find out, the lady was adopted and thought that her mom, because she never had any information about how her mom passed away, she had a thought that her mom died at childbirth. So that was in the back of her mind. And as soon as she spoke that truth, one of her friends came to visit her in the hospital and asked Ina May, had the lady that was giving birth, had she told the Ina May about her mom dying in childbirth, or her thinking that. And the lady had her baby 2 hours later, because she just spoke that truth. Because I mean, it was important for her to speak that truth because she was fearful and didn't really trust her body. But as soon as she spoke that truth from her friend, you know, coming in and saying that, she was able to progress after. So it's just powerful, man, you know, about your environment, who's there. If anybody's uneasy, they don't need to be in that room. You need to pull strength from yourself, and you won't always be able to do it alone mentally. So you need people around you that are going to help, you know, keep you in that space to do what your body is meant to do. You need help, though. And that further affirmed why I have a doula. And I was like, boom, this clicks. Like, she has been an amazing support system emotionally, and throughout labor, she knows what my body can do. Number one, throughout labor, she's going to be there reminding me. How powerful is that? And then I'm going to have midwives doing the same thing. So it was just mind blowing, and it really put me back on track. And who's to say I may get nervous again, but you have to equip yourself with information. There's so many people out here that try to make me feel it's weird because I'm arming myself with information, but they try to make me feel small because I'm doing things that they've never done before. And it's kind of like, why are you doing that? It's not necessary. And I just think that's kind of such a small mind frame to have when you're talking with people, because it's like, if anything, you should be encouraging me and asking me more about, like, what is this tactic? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it would have made my delivery easier and my pregnancy easier. I've heard horror stories about pregnancy, and I just don't have any. At this point, I just don't have any about my pregnancy. No, it has not been easy, but it has not been as horrific as people have explained it to be. But you also have to remind yourself that it's a process, and everybody's process is different. Is your life set up the same way as anybody else's? Why would your pregnancy be like that? You know what I'm saying? So aside from labor, it's really important to keep people around you just in general throughout this entire pregnancy process that are positive people, that are not condescending people, saying things just because they're ignorant, number one, and maybe their own insecurities and their need to feel like they need to put you down is crazy. Keep those people away from you, just in general, period. But like I said, I'm grateful for the mind frame the book has put me back into. I can do anything. And going back to the people who say, why would you put yourself through that pain? It's such a euphoric experience when you're giving birth, and an ecstasy that you feel. I mean, if you are given medicine to numb, how you feel, you're missing out on all of that. I'm not judging anybody. This is just medical things that I've researched and read and found out for myself. And yeah, I mean, it's just I can't get my words out. It's an experience that will show you your power as a woman. Nobody can do what we do. So I know there are medical reasons as to why some people cannot give birth naturally, and I'm totally empathetic to those women in those situations. This is not what I'm talking about right now. But shout out to the women who've done this more than one time, who do this at home. I mean, who are in countries that don't have the luxuries that we have here in the U.S. Shout out to y'all, man, because I know this ain't about to be easy. Now, I've also I actually watched videos too on births earlier in my pregnancy. I mean, that were lightning fast, and they were just so beautiful. So I don't know, I'm praying for a fast labor, to be honest. I really want that, and I truly feel like I'm gonna get that, but I'll keep y'all updated. Remember, it's all up here. If that's what I believe, that's what I'm gonna get. Hopefully, I'll keep y'all updated. But just educating yourself on birth in general is so important. Like, when you go take a test, you study for it, right? So it's just amazing how many women go in uneducated, and if you just knew what your body was doing, it would create such a different experience for so many people. I truly believe that. So people can make me feel like whatever they try to make me feel like whatever they want for doing research. I mean, that says a lot about your character if you feel the need to do that. Chastise somebody for educating themselves. That's probably like one of the lowest things you can do as a person. But to each their own, honey. To each their own. People like that do not have access to me. So y'all keep sending good prayers, good thoughts. Thanks for everybody for checking in on me and my baby. We are doing so well, and it feels so good to be able to say his name. So me and Samad are doing absolutely fine. The countdown is on. I just keep looking at pictures of babies that have newly arrived into the world and how like human they look, like little tiny baby humans. And I'm just like, I have somebody who looks like that in my stomach right now. It's so weird to think about. Like, he already has little features and stuff, and I'm so excited to meet him. So this video is about to end. It's been long. Thank y'all for letting me chat while I go to work and share my emotions and my truth and my journey. And I'm just excited to continue sharing with you all, helping you stand in your truth and your power. And again, you can do whatever you think you can do. It's really that simple, and that's how I'm going to keep training my mind to go into this. And with the support of my family and my doctors and their midwives and my doula and my friends just encouraging me, it's just been such a beautiful process. People have been so generous, so thoughtful, and I'm just uber grateful, man. So freaking grateful for this entire experience, and I'm ready to transition into motherhood. So keep watching and subscribe to my channel if you have not. Go ahead and click the notification button so every time I post a video, you are aware of what's going on. And pick up that book. It's called The Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. It's great. So like I said, research what you need to. You don't have to over research, but just be educated, about the process and what your body is doing, and you will feel like Superwoman, and you'll give birth, and you'll be able to experience all of the pain, the glory, the falling in love with your child the first time y'all get to look at each other, and just being proud of your body and what we were made to do. Okay, bye y'all.